We will start with the second chapter, that is on saying please. We'll start with the solved activities. All right, so here are the solved activities for y'all. First activity, form groups and explain the following words with examples. You can take help of your teacher. So the very first activity is that the first word is humility. Humility, modesty. All right, self esteem, that means self respect, dignity. You have to explain the following words with examples. Gratitude, that is thankfulness, or you can say acknowledgement. Courtesy, politeness. Generosity, that is kind or willingness to give. Sympathy, compassion or pity. Empathy, that means to understand and to share the feelings. So these are the form groups and explain the following words. So this was the some examples. All right, now the next is have a group discussion on the topic. You need to have your own written notes on this topic, so you have to use the following points for the A1 second activities. All right, now we'll see A2, that is read the text and state whether the following statements are true or false. Correct the false statements. Okay, bitter problems in day-to-day life can be solved by sweet words. The answer is true. Great wars could have been avoided by a little courtesy. Answer is true. Observance of etiquette in normal situation is important, but more important is their observations when the situation is adverse. True. Words like please and thank you help us in making a passage through life uneasy. False. Words like please and thank you help us in making our passage through life easy. The law permits anybody to use violence if any other person is discourteous. False. The law never permits anybody to use violence if another person is behave discourteous with you. Next is select the most appropriate sentences which suggest the theme of the essay. You have to choose the appropriate sentence which suggests the theme of the essay. So what are the appropriate sentence? Let's read out properly. The essay tells us about courtesy, civility, morality, responsibility and control. This is the most appropriate, है ना? On saying please, the title, the chapter of this, you can say what does the theme of the chapter is all about. The essay tells you about the courtesy, civility, morality, responsibility. So this is the most appropriate sentence. Second is the essay explore the difficulties that can be incurred by an individual when dealing with the public. No, this is not the appropriate sentence. It does not go with the theme of the story. Next is one can keep one's peace of mind without having to lower themselves to the level of passive offender. This is the most appropriate statement which goes with the theme of the essay. Next is people with low esteem are generally difficult to work with and they look down upon others to get a feeling of superiority. That is not the appropriate statement which does not go with the theme of the essay. So the appropriate statement are A and C option. Okay, find the reason of the liftman's uncivilized behavior. List the people and their behavior that made the passenger rude and ill-mannered. You have to list out the behavior of the passenger wherein they behave with the rude and the ill-mannered. So housemaid, wife, okay, employer, passenger, liftman, passenger. This is the correct statement. Okay. Now, good manners are required in our daily life for making our social context more cooperative and friendly. Illustrate the behavior of the polite conductor with different people in various situations. You have to write it down the behavior in this. Okay. Now, the second activity is find out the words in column B which collocate with the words in column A. You have to find out the meaning of the column A which collocate in the column B. Regular, that means exercise. Midday, meal. Key, concept. Fast, food. Try hard. Richly decorated. Free time. traffic jam, social justice, wild animal. Learning collocations is essential for making your English sound fluent and natural. Make collocations and use in your own sentences. Okay. Now you have to make the collocation. Mistake, surprise, disappointment, accomplishment, amount, house, city, dill. Then well, dressed, well done, well played, well behaved, well equipped, well mannered, well educated, well known. Or here the collocation we can make is big mistake, big surprise, big disappointment, big accomplishment, big amount, big house, big city, big deal. Next is sometimes while using a word in a sentence, we have to change its word class. We can make several more words from the root word. We can make several new words from the root word. आपको root word दिया है bracket में, you have to make the word according to the meaning of the sentence. I asked Sumit to sharpen my pencil for me. Sharp word is given in the bracket. So you will write sharpen. I asked Sumit to sharpen my pencil for me. Now read the following sentence and use the words given in the brackets. Change the word class and rewrite the sentence. You have to change the word given in the bracket and you have to rewrite the sentence. Lena was eating a very crunchy apple and obviously enjoying it. Crunchy ka you have to make it crunchy. This picture looks colorful. Color ka you have to make it colorful. This picture looks colorful. I am afraid that your behavior is just not, bracket में accept is given. So the sentence will be I am afraid that your behavior is just not acceptable. I like my elder brother. He is very helpful. Bracket word is help. You have to write it down, the word helpful. Okay. Now complete the following table. Put a cross if a word class does not exist. Noun, verb, adjective and adverb is given. Okay. So now the first is absence. Verb will become absent. Adjective again absent. Adverb will become absently. Okay. Noun word is given alarm. Verb will remain the same alarm. Adjective will become alarming and adverb alarmingly. Third is attraction. Noun word attraction. Verb attraction of verb attract. Adjective attractive. Adverb attractively. Fourth, ability. Noun word ability, right? Then after that, verb enable. Adjective able. Adverb ably. Noun word admiration. Verb admire. Adjective admirable. Adverb admirably. Noun agreement. Noun word agree. Verb adjective agreeable and adverb will agreeably. Noun word application. Verb apply. Adjective applicable. Adverb applicably. Noun avoidance. Verb avoid. Adjective avoidable. Adverb avoidably. Noun difference. Verb differ. Adjective different. Adverb will come differently. So this was the following words. You have to write it down in noun, verb and adjective and adverb form. Okay. Now we'll see. Write appropriate expressions and words which you have to use while teaching, while facing an interview. For example, may I come in? Good morning, good afternoon. You have to write down the appropriate expressions and words which you can use while you face an interview. I'm sorry, would you please repeat the question? I promise to give my best if given an opportunity. Thank you for calling me for an interview. Looking forward to working with you. So these are the most appropriate expression wherein one can use while facing an interview. Okay. You are writing a letter of complaint. List the proper expressions that you would like to write. You are writing a letter of complaint and you have to list out the proper expression that you would like to write. I disagree, or I am sorry to say this, but excuse me, I am afraid there seems to be a problem with. I am upset about. sorry to bother you, but so these are some some expression you can write it down while you write a letter of complaint. Distinguish between a legal offense and a moral offense on the basis of the given text. Legal offense and moral offense, you have to write it down in a distinguished manner. If I say legal offense, burglary; moral offense, that means rude behavior. Legal offense, assault and battery; moral offense, discourtesy, bad mouthing. Legal offense, violence; moral offense, lying. Legal offense, rape and murder; moral offense, disrespect and insult. So these were the distinguish between a legal offense and a moral offense on the basis of the given text. Find out the meaning of the following phrases, use them in your own sentences. You have to find out the meaning of the following phrases. First is give and take. The meaning of the give and take means mutual concession and compromise. I repeat, mutual concession and compromise. Second, a black eye, meaning area around eye darkening due to injury. A black eye, area around eye darkening due to injury. Lower than the angles, less than perfect. Knock someone down, that means to hit someone so that person becomes unconscious. To hit someone so that the person becomes unconscious. Now you have to find out the word with prefix and suffix from the text and write them down. Okay? Prefix means the before the word, suffix means after that word. For example, uncivil, un, this is the prefix word. Okay? Then ill-mannered, ill, prefix, the which you can place before the word, that is the prefix. Suffix, that means you have to add on the word after the word, that is suffix. Discourtesy, prefix. Self-respect, acknowledge, these are the prefix words. Now suffix, that means requirement, है ना, requirement, meant is the suffix. Instruction, reasonable, punishable, resentment, so these are the suffix word. Complete the table with polite expression that we must use in our day-to-day life. You have to complete the word with the polite expressions, okay, which we can use in our day-to-day life. Don'ts, I want a cup of tea. Do's, I would like to have a cup of tea. Rather saying I want a cup of tea, you can say I would like to have a cup of tea. Send me the mail. Don't say send me the mail. You can say, could you please send me the mail? Go away or leave me alone. Apart from that, say sorry, I'm little busy right now. Don't say you are wrong. Say I think you might be wrong. Don't say that's a bad idea. Say I'm not sure that's a good idea. Don't say your work is not good. Say I'm not satisfied with this work. So these are the some do's and don'ts which express the polite expression. Now edit the given paragraph using a and the wherever necessary. That means you have to use the necessary articles. Rakesh is an ideal son, not a. Rakesh is an ideal son who remains devoted to his father as he grows professionally to become a famous doctor, not the famous doctor, to become a famous doctor. As his father grows old, he takes care to spend time with his father, bringing him tea in the morning and taking him out for a walk, not the walk, for a walk in and the evening. Okay, so this are the some necessary and the wherein you have to use it. Spot the errors in each of the following sentence. You have to spot the error and you have to correct the incorrect ones. First one is Radha brought pens and distributed them among her 5 children, not between her 5 children. You will write it among her 5 children. Jayashree and Sujata said besides each other in complete silence. It's not besides, it's beside each other in complete silence. His best friend Vijay was blind within one eye. Within is incorrect. Correct word is in one eye. His best friend Vijay was blind in one eye. One could dare to encroach on his rights. On is incorrect word. One could dare to encroach upon his rights. She was taken with surprise when she saw the famous Taj Mahal. With is incorrect. The correct one is she was taken by surprise when she saw the famous Taj Mahal. Next is, it is not possible to exchange the goods once the sale has been completed. Once is the incorrect word. You'll write, it is not possible to exchange the goods after the sale has been completed. After is the correct word. Dr. Sen Gupta has been trying to master the craft for the last 5 years. For is the incorrect. Dr. Sen Gupta has been trying to master the craft since the last 5 years. Since is the correct word. The top ranking candidates will be appointed in senior jobs in bank. So, the error is in. The top ranking candidates will be appointed to senior job, or you can say for senior jobs in banks. She knows very well what is expected from her, but she is unable to perform. So, the error is from. You will write, she knows very well what is expected of her, but she is unable to perform. They will put on a note in this regard for your consideration. So, on is incorrect. They will put up a note in this regard for your consideration. They will put up a note in this regard for your consideration. Okay. Now you have to read the following sentences. There is no activity in this. Convert the sentence into passive voice by filling in the blank. The first sentence has been done as an example. You have to convert this into passive voice. Firstly, the monitor, keyboard and printer were linked up. Then the main cable was plugged in. The monitor was switched on at the back. When the light appeared on the screen, the day disk was placed by him in drive A. The disk was pushed in until it was clicked out by the button. It took the computer 30 seconds to load the program. The drive button was pressed by him and the disk shot out. The day disk was replaced, document disk. Finally, the function key 7 was pressed by him. The word processor was then ready to use. So, you have to convert the sentences into passive voice by filling in the blank. Okay. So, you have to write it down wherever the fill in the blank is given. Wherever the blank is given, you have to fill it. Okay. So, this was the certain activities for the chapter number 2, that is on saying please. So, here the activities end up. For the more solved activities, you have to click on the subscribe button and you have to